Wednesday, 2023. Doing well and ready for another day of trading. We are back. We are back in a bull market, everybody. Right? I mean, we already been. Markets have been moving up, as we can see here. Since pretty much all throughout in October of last year, markets have just been going straight up. We had a little pullback here, which was nothing but a bull flag pattern that ended up breaking out as well. And now we are approaching all-time highs. All-time highs under the great leadership we have. We have everything's great in the world. There's no wars going on. There's no inflation. Everything's going great, everybody. So the markets are, back at all-time highs, and nothing illustrates that more than seeing some of the stocks starting to pop. Right? I mean, take a look at stock like Lyft. Look at what happened to this yesterday. Look at that. What a great bullish move. Look at stocks like even Peloton. Look at stocks like a lot of stocks. I mean, just popping. Tesla, right? Tesla is popping up as well, gapping up today, which is looking great. But then you're also seeing a lot of other stocks just rip and really, really come back. I mean, nothing says that better than GME, right? Take a look at GME. So this is a little bit concerning to me, and we'll talk about that a bit later on today. But let's kind of dive in and take a look at where we're at the markets overall first. So, taking a look at the markets here, S&P 500, we are gapping up. We are clearing, all of this week's high. We're clearing yesterday's high. We're clearing Monday's high, Friday's high, Thursday's high. We're clearing all of this consolidation that we have here on the 60-minute chart. We're getting above that. And we're also getting above this prior pivot that we had back in July. So, overall, the markets are definitely bullish. We talked about that early on. We've been talking about that since last year, that everybody expecting a crash, they're probably going to be wrong, and how the markets are going to go up, because technically it makes sense. I think right over here, everybody started to get bearish. Oh my God, market's going to die and market's going to pull back. I'm like, well, not really. This is nothing but a bull flag pattern in an uptrend that basically should continue higher. And so we did. Another way to look at this, all right. Another way to look at it is sort of like a cup and handle type of pattern, right? So if I was to draw it here, see this little rounding bottom, that's your little cup. Then you get your little sideways pattern, that's your little handle. So cup and handle, rounding bottom, breakout. So the markets are headed into all-time highs on the S&P. Taking a look at the Nasdaq, similar situation here, right? QQQ had a bull flag pattern. We broke out above that, and now we are continuing that pattern. On a weekly time frame, you'll see the exact same thing. Rounding bottom, right? Cup, handle, breakout. So we are headed into all-time highs, no doubt about that in my mind. I mean, I've been saying that since pretty much all of this year. We're going back to all-time highs. And so we are. I think Bill Ackman came out and said that he predicts that the Fed will lower interest rates in the first quarter. So that's obviously market love that, and market's been popping up from that also. But technically, it makes sense for this to happen. But all of that is on the heels of the US dollar, right? Take a look at the dollar index, UUP, US dollar index. Same thing. We talked about this one as well many, many times before, that the markets will have, and commodities have inverse relationship to the US dollar. So as we talked about here, the dollar pulls back, you're going to see gold rip, silver rip, and the markets rip. And look what happened. Dollar pulled back, markets ripped. S&P 500 ripped. Look at gold. Gold ripped. Silver ripped. So the reason I bring this up again and again, and I repeat myself with the dollar, is because that also could mean if the dollar comes back down into support, so this is support, right? It used to be resistance area over here, the little trend line there, little 200 MA here. So that area is going to be support on the US dollar index. So if the dollar sells off more into the support area, that would mean the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are going to hit all-time highs. So that is going to be the key part. Is this going to be a fake out all-time high? Like market makes all-time high, dollar comes into support, and the dollar starts bouncing off support, and then all bets are off, right? Market pulls right back down. And what's interesting also is, just the combination of things. We're starting to see all these stocks starting to pop, right? Like, Peloton's coming back, Lyft is trying to come back. Look at what a move on Lyft yesterday. PayPal is trying to come back, right? All these stocks are trying to come back, which is fine, because that's what happens in December. We get something known as the Santa Claus rally, right? Santa Claus rally, and then leading into January, you get the January effect, where low beaten down names that underperformed all of the last couple of years start to, get bought, and we are seeing that with PayPal, Lyft, Peloton, and some of the other stocks as well. So keep that in mind. But again, we're also seeing junk rise, which is a concern to me always. We're seeing junk rise, right? GameStop is gapping up. Um, and a lot of the cryptos have started to come back up, and people talking about Bitcoin approval and all of that. So uh, I'm seeing the tide turn back into people becoming bullish again. And being a contrary indicator, I would think that the markets will make an all-time high, no doubt about that. But whether or not that holds is the biggest question mark that I have. I think we could see a fake out, like all-time highs, rip roaring, everybody's bullish again, everybody's feeling great, and then comes a rug pull. Is what I think could happen as a bull trap. And what's also interesting is, let me take a sip of my coffee first. Remember the dot-com bubble? Mr. Mark Cuban sold his shares on Yahoo and all the stocks right before the 2000 dot-com bubble crash. And yesterday there was some news that Mark Cuban is selling his Dallas Mavericks team. He's selling the Dallas Mavericks. He's getting out of that, and he is also, looking to sell some of the other companies that he's in. So he is now selling his companies again, and the Dallas Mavericks, the team, and all of that stuff again. So I mean, it's interesting, you know. Um, so something to keep in mind. And we also had sad news yesterday. Charlie Munger passed away at 99. You know, 1 year away from the century. But yeah, R.I.P. Munger. He was awesome. Super real. Love that. You think it's from his health condition? Maybe, right? Maybe possible. I doubt it though. It could even be that not Charlie Munger, Mark Cuban. Maybe he's getting ready for before a presidential election. You want to divest your shares? Maybe, you never know. Doubt it. Um, Anyways, so that is where we are at overall. Okay, yeah, 99. I mean, 99 is a great run. I would love to make it to 99. You know what I mean? I would love to make it there. But the way the world is now, with all the stuff in our environment, it's a little bit tricky. Anyways, let's dive in to take a look at what we got in terms of stocks. And yes, the Tesla, I did the puts that I had. Yes, I posted that in the announcements yesterday, CJ, that this is going to be the target or EOD close. So Tesla just kept ripping yesterday, which is awesome for our swing trade. Our swing trading is doing really well. My long-term position on Tesla is doing really well. So I'm happy to see it go up. But for the scalp trade we had with the put options, that didn't work out. And it's sad because when I added over here, it actually pulled back and we were up a little bit profit and I got greedy. I didn't take it and then it just ripped. So I just exited that thing, right before the close. Took a little L on it, which is, I think that might be the new thing. After 11:30, no scalp option trades after 11:30. That's going to be my new thing in the plan because it's been a lot of cookie jars lately right after that time frame. And I mean, it's very frustrating because, the loser kind of takes away a bit of the gains. So that might be a new rule in the plan to, put in place. But anyways, let's dive in. Let's see what we got going on today for trading. All right. So on the short side, we have potentially JBL, right? So JBL is gapping down. So the reason I kind of like it is markets are gapping up, all the stocks are gapping up, JBL is gapping down. So that is obviously relative weakness. And on the monthly chart, this thing is really, really extended, leaving some topping tail. So the monthly chart also suggests some downside, but it's not going to be an easy short. The reason it's not going to be an easy short is for two reasons. Number one, low volume, low liquidity. How do I know that? Take a look at the 1 minute chart. It's got intraday spots and dots, gap ups intraday. That tells us low volume, low liquidity, hard to get a lot of shares of this thing. So that's one reason I don't like it. Number two reason is, this area is a little bit of a concern, right? Like right there. So used to be resistance, became support, and now we're gapping right down to that area. So, I have it on my list. We'll see what happens, but volume is going to be the biggest thing to look out for. All right, next up on the gap upside, we have General Motors, GM. So GM, it's I don't like GM. It's gapping up today, but it's gapping up a little too much, meaning I would have much preferred it if it was gapping, let's say here at 30.30, because then we could trade it back into this area. So, we see here 30 to 30 area. This used to be support, 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 support. The support, once broken on the way back, can become resistance. So, that being said, I would have much preferred it was gapping up to 30, because then we could have traded along back to 32. Now it's already gapping to 32, so I'm not a huge fan. Okay. I'm kind of going to leave this alone. All right. So let's go over the list, see what's next on there. I'm also going through the list from yesterday just to see if there's anything else that is looking potentially interesting. Okay. I will also say watch Peloton. Probably not as a day trade, but I kind of like it as a swing trade. I hate I would say that, because Peloton's not a great company, but I mean, the chart looks great for a day trade or short term swing trade. It has a little rounding bottom, sideways action, making a new support area. So this thing, I think, could definitely go to $7, which is this gap fill, and might even go to $8. So Peloton, worth a watch for a short term swing trade, just back to $7.90, $8, and then sell it there. Lyft is another swing trade that I wanted to buy because of this beautiful bull flag pattern. I was thinking about buying it. I did not expect what it did yesterday. I really didn't. I thought we were gonna have a few days to play, to buy it or stuff like that. This thing just took off yesterday, so I'm not gonna chase it either, though. But I will say, if you get a little dip on Lyft, maybe even back to $11, which is only 40 cents down, that could be viable. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on it as a potential swing trade. I really, really apologize for yesterday, everybody. We had our swing members meeting yesterday, the swing newsletter members meeting. We had a fantastic meeting. Unfortunately, I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot to press record, so I apologize. But I'll make it up to you. I'll do a little video today and maybe try to send it out, or we'll just do another call in a couple of days. But yeah, so annoying. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna send everybody the recording, and then I didn't press record. Man, that's annoying, because it was a good talk. It was a really good talk. But anyways, next up, PayPal. Another one that I wanted to buy swing trade, long above 57.30. I even mentioned it. I talked about it many, many times to buy PayPal above 57.30. Had a great move. Now it's at 59. Unfortunately, yesterday everything just took off. Right? I mean, I wanted to buy this was about 57, and it just ripped yesterday. So same as Lyft, maybe looking for a pullback would not be a bad idea. All right. Okay, so let's see. Next up, we have our beloved Tesla, which is looking really, really bullish. Right? Tesla broke through this 60-minute downtrend line, broke out yesterday, cleared the gap fill. So no doubt in my mind, next stop on Tesla is going to be this trend line at 257, 258. And then if it can break it, which looks like it's possible, right? If it breaks the downtrend line, then the next target's going to be around 302, 310, somewhere around that area. And then we'll reevaluate. So I think if it goes to 310, maybe I'll sell a small portion of my position, and then hold the rest for a nice little squeeze on the upside. All right, so it's already 9:22. So let me go ahead and post my list here first, and then we can keep talking. But let me post my watch list in the room here. All right, so we're gonna watch these things. Okay. Da. All right, so there you go. You have it, my watch list. Now let me quickly glance over Jared's watch list, see if, what he's looking at today. So Jared's looking at LVS, Las Vegas Sands. That is gapping down. Not a bad gap down. It had a bear flag pattern over here, and it is breaking that bear flag pattern. So I would say, yeah, LVS could go lower. There's just a little congestion area around here, but I think LVS worth a watch on the short side, especially anytime the market is gapping up and you see a stock gapping down. That is relative weakness, so it's always worth a watch. United Healthcare, another one Jared's looking at on the short side, gapping down. This one a little bit tricky, but keep an eye on that. On the long side, Jared's looking at DoorDash. DoorDash gapping up. Yeah, DoorDash. Keep an eye on that. Nice weekly time frame there. This keep in mind though, DoorDash is a SOB stock. DoorDash is like Coinbase. It's so annoying stock to trade. Just take that for what it's worth. In fact, actually, you don't even need to trust me. Just look at the chart. Look at the chart here. Look at how many tails it leaves. Just letting you know, DoorDash is one of those stocks on my watch list that I try not to day trade. Just because of just what it does. It's just a crazy little stock, just like Coinbase. Not bad for swing trading, but for day trading, these things can be really, really frustrating. Next up, we got Snow. Snow is gapping up. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday as well. Snow looks like a potential swing trade as well. Might go back to $200. Keep an eye out on SNOW. All right. And then Jared's watching Nvidia, which is, man, Nvidia just keeps going. That was my biggest regret of 2023. I bought Nvidia literally amazing. My entry was like $130 on Nvidia. I bought the perfect pullback, bought it at 130. I sold it at like 360. I was like, all right, yay, 360. That's an amazing gain. I mean, that is amazing gain. But then it went to 500, and I was like, wow, all right. Anyways, Nvidia not that interesting for me for a day trade right now. Philips PSX also gapping up, all time highs. Well, look at that. Keep an eye on that. Not bad. PSX. And then we have the basic stuff gapping up, like CrowdStrike, WDay, NTAP, and all those others, cloud computing kind of stocks are gapping up. SaaS companies, pretty big gaps on these though, so I'm gonna pass on that. Markets gapped up pre GDP PCE numbers. Have to wait for the market to pick a direction. Yeah. I know, right? I mean, market has a very interesting way. When you least expect it, things start popping. Like, sure, we all know Tesla's going to be $300, $400 stock. We all know that. What we didn't know is yesterday how big of a move it's going to put, exceeding its average range. And those are the days when your scalping option on the reverse side can really get you, you know? All right, let's see what else we got going on here. But yeah, Tesla Cybertruck launch coming up, right? Tomorrow. So we actually talked about it. In fact, I remember Jared and I talked about it. I was sitting in Jared's beautiful lounge at his beautiful house, which looks like a resort. And we were sitting there and we were talking about our long term positions. We talked about Algorand. We talked about Tesla, and I was telling him like, hey, I think we're going to see a run up right before the Cybertruck launch event, right? And we talked about potentially buying a couple thousand shares for the run up before the Cybertruck launch, and there we have it. Look at Tesla. I think when we talked about it, it was about 230, and now it's at 250. And Cybertruck launches tomorrow. We'll see what happens. So we'll find out. All right, so that is my watch list. Let me take a look at VREV short. Andre's posting, gapping down. Yeah, tough chart though. I want to trade clean charts right now. Pinterest is gapping up as well. Not a bad chart. Good looking chart on Pinterest. I agree. That could be another December Santa Claus rally, January effect kind of a trade. Expedia. Yeah, keep an eye on that. Foot Locker. All right, we're going to open here in about a couple minutes, everybody. So let's kind of find our favorites. It is hard for me to find a favorite today because markets are gapping up. Everything is gapping up, right? So when the markets are gapping up, everything is gapping up. We have to be, looking at the longs from a lens of being suspicious of them, right? Because again, markets are gapping up. Everything is gapping up. So we might have a lot of longs on our watch list. So we got to be selective on that because, as I said, everything gaps up on a day like today. So we got to be careful on what we're buying and what we're not buying. Okay. So we got to keep an eye on that. Yeah, I agree. AI looks like a good swing trade as well on the long side. AI looks like a good swing trade on the long side as well. I've been talking about this above 30.25 and looks like it's gapping right above that today. AI is a good looking swing trade. The problem is it's got earnings coming up on the 6th December. So that's not a lot of time for us, right? We only have like 1 week to trade this thing. Not enough time. So I'm going to see after earnings what happens. All right, guys, there's a lecture today at 11:15 Eastern Time. 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Lecture today in the chat room. So stay tuned. 11:15 Eastern Time. Yeah, Enphase Energy looking bullish as well long term. So there's a lot of good looking longs. It's just how good do you feel about the markets? And I don't know. I'm not trusting the markets, to be honest with you. But, anyways, we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens here. Tesla pulling in a little bit off the open. Still strong though on Tesla. Still seeing some bids. Might have another green day possibly. We'll see. Would be better if it fills the gap and then starts to go. But it might or might not do that. So we'll find out. There's a Tesla popping up again a little bit. Had a little red candle off the open, trying to go back up again. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Ideally, Tesla's starting to go right back up again. Red candle engulfing by a green one, but would be better if it pulls back, fills the gap. That'll correct some of the extendedness. Otherwise, it could really get ahead of itself and get really extended. So ideally, we should pull back first, but we're not in an ideal environment at the moment. Yeah, look at Tesla go. Look at it go. Big buyers coming in on this one. Big buyers coming in. Red candle got engulfed by a green one. That's some big buyers coming in on Tesla. So Pinterest is pretty strong off the open, moving up. Philips is pulling back. JBL is a little too thin, as we talked about. General Motors looking strong, but it's right into resistance, so I would be careful on that. Estee Lauder, talked about it yesterday as a bullish stock on the monthly, starting to move up as well. TWLO, not a whole lot. So I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes just to let the market settle in and pick a direction, because right now it's a little bit tricky, and we want to be selective. That's the beauty about it, right? Like a lot of people jump the gun. Oh, I want to trade. I want to trade, and just start jumping in the gun, and then they get hammered. The key is to just wait for something you can feel really good about. But yeah, look at Tesla go, rip roaring. PayPal's popping up. Everything's popping up. Wow. You know what looks higher, guys? Snow. Watch snow. Snow high day, low day. Snow. So snow looks higher right now. Long on snow. Long on snow. Let's see. Gonna raise the stop loss under this area, 175.46. So stop loss raise on snow to 175.46, which is under the green candle here. We're gonna look for maybe 180. $180 as a target if we can get there. My stop loss was at the low today. I raised it now to under this green candle. Yeah, this is looking tricky right now, pulling right back down. So small position on this, on SNOW. Small position at the moment. Um, we're risking half R. Okay. All right, snow, guys. Snow is going down. We should probably be exiting it right here. So let's see. It's almost there. Yet, let's see here. Went up to right into that 50. Yeah, not a exact good pop that you would want to see on something like this. Trades like these, you want to just see them go. So the fact that it's doing this is obviously not an excitingly bullish situation. Nvidia is popping, yeah. Nvidia is going right back up again. Look at Tesla. Tesla looks really, really bullish. It might even go to the trend line today. Yeah, Tesla might want to run up into the trend line today. It is absolutely possible. Tesla looks bullish. I think with more time, it could be buyable. Even this looks bullish. SEDG, Solar Edge Technologies, broke through this downtrend line on the hourly chart, trying to get above resistance here, above 80. Looks like a really good looking swing trade to me on Solar Edge, above $80, above the high of the day. Very interesting. AI is popping up as we talked about in the morning as well. Not too bad. Spiders and Qs are ripping. Full green candles. 10 o'clock reversal could be something to look out for today. 10 a.m. reversal time might be something to look out for today. 10 a.m. Yeah, look at MongoDB, MDB. This was a swing trade long that we had bought. This was in a bull flag channel. We bought MDB long over here. right? On the break of this bull flag channel, and beautiful move we're getting on MDB. So yeah, look at MDB go, approaching that original 420 target. So snow is extremely weak. We should probably be looking to get out of this thing because markets are popping and snow is not popping. That's not what I want to see. So um, I'm just gonna give it 1 cent. If it breaks this 47, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna give it like 1 cent. If snow breaks 175.47, I'll get out. All right. Hopefully it'll do a buy set up here and go back up. But again, when you see the markets popping up like this, you don't want to see something just being like hanging in there, acting slow. Not a great sign. I'll keep the stop loss over here. So currently only we got snow. MDB just took off. Beautiful trade. For those of you who took the swing trade and still holding. Spiders and Qs still going strong. AI is ripping. We are back in the bull markets, everybody. We are so back. When you see things like, Tesla popping, AI popping, even GME gapped up today big. I mean, we know we're back. But it's usually the storm before the calm, the opposite of all of that. So yeah, keep an eye on I'd be cautious right now on the longs though. Even though the markets are super bullish, I would be cautious on the longs. It could change very quickly. I like this Sedgy swing trade long. Feel like buying it. I feel like buying Sedgy long swing trade. Hmm. Microsoft's really weak. Microsoft and Meta today. Microsoft and Meta pretty weak this morning. Not really participating with the market strength. Pinterest is holding up strong. Tough to do a long here though. I don't know about you guys, but I am not feeling that excited about going long here. Look at General Motors. This is what we talked about. See this, guys? Talked about this pre-market. I drew this blue line pre-market, and I said that's why I'm not going to buy General Motors because support, once broken, can become resistance. And look at that, stop right there, and it's pulling back. So, you know, yeah, the problem in this market is I like a lot of stocks swing trade long, which is pretty rare for me to say that I like a lot of things. But then we like a lot of things as the markets are approaching all-time highs, and we're quite up there. All right, I'm out. I'm gonna now snow, guys. Yeah, snow trailed out 175.48. Teeny mini loss there. Teeny mini loss. No problem there. Peloton strong. Lyft is just like on fire. Lyft is getting lifted up. PayPal, nothing exciting. Affirm is taking off as well. Affirm, buy now, default later. Look at that 60-minute chart. What a rip last 3 days. So nothing for me yet. But yeah, I got out of snow because I don't like what it did here. I got in it here when it broke it. Boom, beautiful green candle. But then it's starting to engulf and get below that green candle, so we don't want to be in it anymore. So no more snow for me. Yeah, Microsoft was on my watch list this morning as a short idea. Beautiful drop on Microsoft. I posted this pre-market as a short idea. Honestly, Tesla looks the most bullish thing right over here. There goes the Sedgy. I don't know if anybody took it, but there you go. Talked about SETG long right over here. First VWAP pullback 79.50. Now it's at 81.20. Great move if you did SETG. ENPH looks higher as well, guys. Jeff has a trade. Jeff just posted a trade on CVS. Keep an eye out on that. Okay. Jeff just posted a trade on CVS. Definitely weak today on CVS, so this thing could drop lower. But right now, the only three things that I like long are Enphase, SETG, and Tesla for day trade. These are the three ideas that look really interesting as longs. The only question, I guess, if you're doing a long today is, do you expect the markets to continue to run higher all day? That's the question. If you do, then I think longs are fair game to do today. But if you think maybe we'll reverse later on, then that's when the problem starts coming in. I'm gonna try some Tesla calls here, guys. December 15th, 245 call. I'm gonna use a very, very tight stop loss, but you can get him right now, 1330. I'm gonna use a tight stop under this pivot. So we're gonna look for a target of $14 on those options. So looking for 70 cents. Okay. Tesla target $14. I bought the December 15th $245 calls. I paid $13.30 for them. And we're gonna look for a break over the high of the day and try to get 14 per contract as a target. I will exit this trade if Tesla chooses to break sort of this area here. Right now looks like maybe a 15-minute 3-bar play trying to set up here. Cliff is in the December 15 250. All right, so we're gonna watch this area on Tesla, see if it breaks it. Then we have to get out, take a quick loss, because we don't want to stay in it if it decides to just dip. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do that. Tesla exit. Let's see if it's bouncing here. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes, see if it wants to hold this area. What are the markets up to? Markets are still moving up. So Tesla's showing a little weakness here at the moment because the markets are still going up. So I'm going to do a small ad on Tesla. Average now 1320, and I'm gonna use this as a still as a stop loss guide. So fingers on the button, guys. I want to see Tesla bounce and pop higher here. If it doesn't, then I'm not gonna stay in it. So I needed to see it bounce and go back up here. Otherwise, if it starts to do a dip down, then I'll just get out of it and take a quick loss, which looks like what it's trying to do because it's acting a little weaker than the market here. Market's still moving up though. So still in Tesla, looking for it to go back up and break the high of the day. Ollie, man. Man, I gotta love it. I gotta love it. Beautiful job. Still in Tesla, looking to see if it wants to break the high of the day here. But on the downside, I mean, we got to get out if it breaks the support area here. Come on, Tesla. You can do it. So looking at the Qs are getting tired a little bit here. The markets kind of approach the high of the day and kind of face some resistance area here. See this? Back to the high day on the market and seeing a little red coming. Similar on spiders here. We went back to the high of the day and a little red coming. So this is the moment of truth in the markets. Do we fail here, double top, and just give it all up, or this is just a consolidation that takes us back higher? That's the thing to watch out for. Tesla's coming back. Tesla's coming back, guys. Coming back on Tesla. Again, 30 cents on Tesla is 13.50, which, guys, it's already at 13.50. So you can feel free to take your profit there. That's a good trade. But I am still looking to see if Tesla can break the high day. So I'm still holding my call options at the moment. I'm being greedy a little bit because technically, as per the plan, it's hit the target, right? We bought it on the way down. It's back up again. Options have gone up about 40 cents in our favor. But I am being greedy. Hopefully, it doesn't bite me today. But the way it's trading, it looks like it's going to at least try to break the high of the day, especially when the high of the day is 0.32. So I'm going to wait to see if it can break the high of the day or at least retest it. Okay. Come on. Come on, Tesla. Let's go to the high of the day. You know you want to. You know you want to. Here comes Tesla. Let's see if it can break that high. High of the day or 10 a.m. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. I think that's a good idea by Rob. Here it is. Come on. Come on, Tesla. Break the highs. Break the high. All right, I'm taking profits right here, guys. Boom. Tesla took profit right there, 1410. Nice. We got all 90 cents on this option. 90 cents. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Any of you got Tesla? How many of you guys got Tesla? Not bad, eh? Not bad at all. I had 40 contracts of this thing at 1320 average price. On the way back up, the options went up from 1320 to 1410. Got roughly $2,800 on that. Can't complain. Yeah, snow is coming back. Yeah, snow is coming back. Snow looks like it might want to do it again. Looks very interesting on snow. But here's the thing though. When the markets are running straight up, the Qs are straight up, spiders are straight up, and a stock like snow is not going up, that is a concern. So even though I like snow, technically this looks like a good pattern. Looks like it wants to go all the way back up. But just the fact that the markets are still hanging around here and snow hasn't gone, I mean that's a sign of a concern. So I think now what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna look for a potential 10 o'clock reversal. But today's 10 o'clock reversal is gonna be a hard one. The reason why it's gonna be a hard reversal at 10 a.m. is because we're getting above the pivot highs. So that's technically pretty bullish. So I don't know if we're gonna go lower or not. But we're gonna look for a 10 o'clock reversal. And so in about 4 minutes time, we'll look at the markets to see if we want to buy some puts on it for a quick scalp on the short side. But yeah, nice. Ollie, Greg, John, Jorge, Tommy, you guys all got Tesla. Beautiful. Nice job. Nice job. General Motors is coming back up. So now we wait and scan for another opportunity. Yeah, look at Peloton still going. Yeah, I think I'm gonna miss all these swing trades. The markets are just too fast. Rip rolling out of nowhere. I mean, I wanted to buy Peloton, Lyft, PayPal. These things are all way higher than where I wanted to buy it. Cliff is still in his Tesla calls. I hope it rips. I hope Tesla rips. Tesla is my biggest position in my long-term portfolio. So I get a decent chunk of change on in Tesla. I think 310 is a no-brainer. Might even get there by the end of the year, if not early next year. But overall, I think 400, 450 on Tesla stock by 2025 to even 2024. Especially if you lower interest rates. If we get a lowering of interest rates, you're going to see Tesla rip like nothing has ever ripped before. Really. So if Bill Ackman is right and Tesla, the first quarter we lower interest rates, then you're going to see Tesla rip to 350, 400. Because if they can sell the amount of cars they're selling in a high interest rate environment, I mean, it's going to be great. All right, guys, let's look for a 10 o'clock reversal time. I don't think we're going to get a reversal, but I think it's a play worth doing because it meets our criteria. We just have to be very quick with taking our stop losses on stuff like that, okay? So now question is, do we do it on spiders or Qs? I think I'm going to do spiders. They look a little bit more extended. Um, High of the day on the spiders is 32. So, yeah, so I would like to see a new high on the spiders. If spiders can make a new high, then I don't mind buying some put options for a day trade. So that's the plan. Spiders on a new high. We're going to look to buy some puts for a scalp for a 10 a.m. reversal time, which will happen in about a minute. I don't know if we're going to get a new high, though, in about a minute. So we got to be careful. Perfect exit on Tesla, guys, so far, right? Now, Tesla might go higher, but this was a perfect exit. We planned it, buy Tesla here on the dip, sell it on a new high, and boom, we sold it. And that, so far, that's the high. So, we traded it really well on Tesla. I think the next dip could be buyable also. If it comes back down to the VWAP again, and the trend line could be buyable again on Tesla. All right, here's 10 o'clock. Let's see what happens. Market's ripping instead of going lower. Still tempted, though, on a new high to buy it. But 10 o'clock, we might get a red candle. Let's see. Lecture today in the chat room at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. IBKR stock is going down. I know, Interactive Broker stock is going down. But overall, on a monthly chart, it's going up. Apple, wow. Yeah, Apple's really strong. Apple is pretty strong here today. Watch Apple. Watch Apple over here or under here. Spider still looking bullish here. No 10 o'clock reversal. Qs and Apple look exactly the same. Here comes the Tesla again. Ripping. Ripping, ripping. Careful on Tesla. I think the easy day trade money has been made. Whoa, what was that? That was a fake candle on the spiders here. Yeah, that's a crazy candle here. I mean, that's not a real candle. Bad tick. So, guys, Jared is going to break even on Microsoft. You guys are doing good on Microsoft, looks like it. And now Jared is going to break even on it. Not bad. So far for me, I've only had two trades. Snow was basically a tiny loss, pretty much break even. Small loss on Snow this morning. But then, I made way more than that back on Tesla. So overall, it's a positive day at the moment. Wow, look at Meta go. Meta's crashing in. Mr. Zuckerberg losing some net worth today. Yeah, 10:30 we got oil and gas reports. So if you are trading energy stocks, you might want to be a little careful. Might want to be a little careful. Oil reports at 10:30. Nice job on Microsoft, guys. Nice job on Microsoft. Jared shorted Microsoft and got a beautiful drop on that. Great trade. Nice job. Nice job. Yeah, look at it go. Microsoft and Meta dropping. So I guess we did get a reversal on the Qs then at 10 o'clock. Yeah, look at that. I wish somebody was said that at 10 o'clock we might get a little dip. Who said that? Ooh, must be me. Look at that. 10 o'clock, market stopped going up, pullback right at 10 o'clock. We talked about it all the way through 9:50. I said, hey, 10 o'clock, markets might drop a little bit. And we got a nice drop at 10 o'clock. You took the cues. Good job. Nice. Worked out pretty well. Worked out pretty well. Nice drop at 10 a.m. Why specifically at 10 a.m.? That's just the nature of the markets, man. A lot of things that I do in my trading, I cannot answer the question on why. Really. There's so many different things I talk about in trading, and people are like, but why? That doesn't sound like any reason for that. I'm like, just don't, I don't care about why. All I know is that it works. So we talked about 10 o'clock, and look at what happened. Markets completely changed the direction right at 10 o'clock. Then on Tesla, I talked about how this high of the day was 0.32, which is an even number, right? That will get broken. That's why we bought Tesla calls. And look what happened. It broke the high of the day. Now look at the high of the day now on Tesla. 0.75. Odd number. See that? Now it's pulling back. So again, a lot of things in trading I've just picked up over the years from experience. I don't know why they happen. All I know is that they happen. And when I go to the bank to take some money out, they don't question me why it happened. They just like, okay, it worked. you know? So a lot of things in trading I can't explain. Um, they just work. So, anyways, watch MDB for a bull flag breakout. Watch MDB. MDB's got a bull flag going on. If it gets above 416.55, watch this long, okay? MDB 416.55. It needs to get above that though. But yeah, look at the markets. Perfect pullback at 10 o'clock, as we spoke about. Yeah, nice job. Jared mentioned Meta and Microsoft short both dropped like a rock. Both had a pretty awesome move down. Great call by Jared on Meta and Microsoft. Official call on Microsoft. Meta was mentioned. So again, only Tesla for me so far after the snow. Still haven't done anything. I am tempted to buy the Solar Edge Technologies as a swing trade, though. I'm not gonna lie. I do kind of like this. I might get in it. I don't know. Is it a good idea to buy longs here, though? That's the big question that I have. I like SEDG. Let's see if we can do it. Now I'll come back to it. Come back to it. Yeah, there's the Tesla pulling back pretty hard here. Tesla giving it up now. Maybe we can buy Tesla again on the call options. Nvidia gave it all up again. Snow, nothing as well. Amazon tanking. So things are pulling back. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, not seeing anything exciting right now, to be honest with you. Um, I'm not seeing any amazing tradable opportunity at the moment. Yeah, I think Tesla at the 9 EMA, I might buy it. So this blue line here on the 15-minute chart, that's the 9 EMA. So if Tesla ends up selling off into the 9 EMA, I might take a shot at it with some call options. So I'm going to watch that. Tesla at the 9 EMA potential scalp with options if it comes down over here. Although that's going to be tough though, because at that point it's engulfing 100%. So it might actually drop even further and try to fill the gap. So I would be cautious on Tesla right now. TLT, yeah, bonds are pretty strong today. Bonds, gold, silver, been really strong recently. The US dollar is starting to bounce. That's why we're seeing the markets come down. So the dollar bounces, then obviously puts downward pressure on the markets because markets do the opposite of the dollar. There you go. Still coming in on the markets here. Honestly, at this point, markets at the 9 EMA on the 15 is not a bad idea, also. Yeah. Markets at the 9 EMA is actually a good idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to look for QQQ call options at the 9 EMA on the 15-minute chart. So, like right down here, look to buy some call options for a quick scalp, perhaps. I'm going to look at December 12, like 387 calls. Not now, but at the blue line. But I feel so bad for Carl Icahn. Like like Charlie Munger passed away yesterday at 99, but look at the legacy he left. Right, he left this legacy, Berkshire Hathaway. What a beautiful chart, right? That's the legacy he left. Carl Icahn, I think, is in his 80s, maybe. And he was crushing it too. He was becoming kind of the next well-known legendary investor, and all of the career's work from the year 2000 given up in just a couple years in his old age, not leaving a legacy anymore. That's sad. Again, guys, staying patient. So on my chart, on the intraday charts, I got the blue line is the 9 EMA, and then this orange line is the VWAP. On my daily time frame, the red one is the 21 EMA, the black one is the 200 and the 233. I also have the 50. I think I deleted it by mistake yesterday. I was deleting a trend line and I think I deleted the deleted the the other one's 50. I was wondering. I was like, where is it not loading? But I guess I deleted it by mistake. All right, now we're good. No one will care about it either in 20 years, 50 years for sure. Woke goes broke. Oh, is Carl Icon woke? I did not know that. I did not know that. Still watching the markets, guys. I want to see the markets sell off into the blue line before anything. Yeah, no, Jared, but in 50 to 100 years, your video of day in the life of you taking the piss on the toilet is still going to be available online, even when you're a grandpa. Oh, that reminds me, Jared. Jared, that reminds me. Actually, maybe I'll take. Yeah, so we made a video. Actually, let me ask you guys. We made a video from the mentorship. It's like a 10 minutes or so, sort of like a movie style movie from our recent live event in Arizona. What would be a good title for that video? So think about that, everybody. What would be a good title for that video? It's just a little 10-minute event recap from our mentorship event. I don't know what the good title is going to be for that. I'm not a YouTube guy, but think about it. On a different note, today is the last day. I mean, I technically it was yesterday, but today is the last day for the Cyber Monday deal. Okay, last day for the Cyber Monday deal. Best deal we've ever offered, and you get to trade with me live every single day, just like today, in the chat room with Jared, with me, and also the newsletter, which next year is going to be great. I'm actually having a meetup as well. I haven't announced it yet, but we're going to do a meetup in New York City. It's free for all the members to attend. You don't have to pay anything. Just get yourself to New York. I'll give you 1 month's heads up, and we're just gonna get together. Have some drinks, some snacks, just hang out and talk about our trading in 2024 and set some goals. Like we've beat the market in the swing newsletter. This year I'm a little bit lagging behind. I'll be honest, but the last 4 or 5 years in a row, we beat the market every single year. I mean, last year the markets were down 35%. We made 45, 50%. And then the year before, when the markets were 20, 30%, we made 70, 80%. So we've been beating the market every single year for the last 5 years. This year we're also positive, but not as much as I would have liked it to be, because I was very cautious this year. I didn't call a lot of trades, and the market just took off, obviously, as you can see. So this is a little lagging behind, but overall, cumulatively, I'm way ahead of the markets over the last 5 years. Way ahead of all these pundits that you see. I mean, I'm doing better than Carl Icahn. I'm doing better than this YouTube guy Gerber Kawasaki, whatever that guy's his name is, emotional wreck. Doing better than all these YouTube guys like Meet Kevin and all those. Again, we're doing pretty well. So if you guys want to lock in a year, there's 13 hours to go for this deal. So I'll post the link over here. You can read that over there if you're interested. And then lastly, I also want to let you guys know that Prepping for Success, my book, is now available on iTunes and Audible. So those of you who are not into reading, those of you who are not into reading, you want to listen to audiobook, the audiobook version is now available on Audible and iTunes, so you can download it there. Uh, if you're new to Audible, they're running a promo that you get my book for free if you make a free account with Audible. If you're already using Audible, then it's still going on a discount right now as a launch special. I think it's only like $7 or something like that. So again, you could grab it. I don't make any money on it, but I just like to have the audio version ready to upload it there. So it's a good one. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. And if you do get it, please leave me a review. I would appreciate it. If you could leave me a review on Audible and Amazon. Sophia left a great review for me yesterday. Really happy to see that. And a couple of you guys did as well. So thank you for that. And if you could leave an audiobook review, Amazon Audible, that'd be great. All right, market's still pulling back, guys. That's why we don't jump the gun to buy the calls. We stick to our guns. Blue line or nothing. And even now, the blue line's looking like maybe he wants to fill the gap, right? But anyways, we'll take a shot at it, though. Tesla trapped the shorts. Tesla looks bullish. I agree. Yeah, Tesla's actually worth a watch above the VWAP. Yeah, let's do that actually. That's better than the Qs. So let's watch Tesla long if it gets back above 251. If we purchase the deal, does Alora just discount? Good question. I would email Alora just to double check. Good question though. All right, let's watch Tesla again. Let's watch Tesla. All right, guys, I'm in. December 15th, 245 call. Small position, but I'm in. Okay. I bought the same ones as last time. December 15th, 245 call at 1305. I'm going to look for a target of um, 30 cents. So actually, maybe we can look for more, to be honest with you. Let's see. Look for target of 1340. 1340, 1350. Let me know when you add, says Ollie. Hopefully, it's not a fake out here on Tesla. It popped up above the VWAP, but hopefully it'll continue because sometimes they peekaboo above the VWAP and then they just come right back down. So hopefully that's not one of these. So let's see. All right, I'm taking profits here at 13.35. Taking the 30 cents. It might go higher, but I'm taking 30 cents. Might go higher, but I'm taking my 30 cents. Not bad. Quick little scalp. You had 20 contracts. That's $600. Aaron sold for 1040. Nice. Good job. Look at the market still coming in. All right, now I'm interested in the Qs. Now I'm a little interested in the Qs. I bought small QQQ, December 12th, 385 calls. Small position. December 12th, 385 calls. I might have overpaid. I think I hit the offer. You could probably get a better price than me. All right, taking profits right here, guys. Quick little 20 cents here on the option. Quick little 20 cents here on the option. Take the profits. So again, it's probably going to go higher, but my thinking was just reaction of the 9 EMA, buy it, it'll go back up, and we boom, there we go. Options actually are 40 cents now. I took a quick 20 cents, but options are 40 cents at the moment. But hey, not a bad day. First Tesla, we got, $3,000 trade almost, 40 contracts, 90 cents. Then we got Tesla again, 30 cents on a 10 lot. And now we got QQQ here, about 20 cents on a 10 lot. So, not bad. So about $3,200 or so today. 3,300 today, minus the snow. So we'll see what happens. On a new low, I'll buy the Qs again. All right, so if Qs come down here, make a new low again, I'll probably buy it again. But right now, they look like they want to go back up. But we'll see. Honestly, Tesla looks higher again. Tesla looks like the best long right now. It might go back up to the high of the day. Yeah, keep an eye on Tesla. I think it's going to go back to the high of day. It looks really bullish. Strongest stock out there today on Tesla. Anybody buying the crypto dip? I mean, Algorand's got a beautiful bull flag right now. Might be a while, but I think chop around eventually break out on Algo. That was a good pickup. If you were adding all the way down here, I mean, from 9 cents to 15 cents, that's over a 50-60% gain in a month. But yeah, that's all I'm holding. I'm kind of doing what you know Warren Buffett, Mark Cuban, and all these people are doing. If you notice, Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett has the most amount of cash right now. And the previous times he went into all cash was right before the dot com bubble and right before the 2008 crash. Warren Buffett went, having a lot of cash, and then the markets crashed, right? And he's doing the same thing right now. He's back into a lot of cash. Um, so it'll be interesting to see if it happens again. And Mark Cuban's doing the same thing. And I'm kind of the same thing. I've pretty much sold out a lot of things. The major two positions I'm holding are Tesla and Algorand. That I'm not going to sell. But apart from Tesla and Algorand, I'm not really holding much anymore. I'm taking trades along the way, right? Taking trades along the way, but as far as holding long term, Tesla and Algorand, that's about it. Nothing else I'm holding long term. Yeah, $160 billion in cash Berkshire Hathaway has right now. So they're potentially getting ready to buy something on dips. There was a rumor that he might be buying Uber. You know, what is Uber up to? Could be. I mean, Uber's been just trucking away. Would be awesome if Warren Buffett comes in and says, "We added Tesla to Berkshire Hathaway. This thing is going to be like a $500-600 stock, easy." And it's possible. He sold his General Motors position, right? A lot of the other automakers Warren Buffett sold. Maybe he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy a Tesla. That would be awesome. So, guys, let me know if you guys have any other questions. Any other questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Anything you want to talk about or go over, let me know. I'll be happy to do that. And if there's a trade that you took today, you want me to review that for you, type it in here. I'm happy to review your trades. But for me, quiet day, but profitable day. And that's all that matters. I'll take it. Right? We've done 1, 2, 3, 4 trades today. Winner on Tesla, winner on the Tesla calls again, winner on the Qs calls again, and a small loser on the snow. So 3 winners, 1 small loser. Can't complain. Can't complain. Not a bad day. Look at Amazon tank. Wow. The good thing about Tesla is if you own Tesla long term, at least 100 shares, keep selling covered calls, guys. Don't miss out on the opportunity. Treat Tesla as like a rental property, right? You own it, it's expensive, but it's a rental property. But you keep selling covered calls every week on it. And even if you only get 20 cents, that's okay. Because then what that means is every week, your average cost gets lowered by about 20-25 cents. So if you do that, 4 times a month, every month your average cost is going to go down $1. That's pretty good. So in 12 months, the average cost is going to go down $12 a share. That's pretty big return just on its own. That's assuming Tesla doesn't even move anywhere. Your average cost goes down by $12 if you do it every week, right? So that's what I've been doing. Every week I go take a look which option's giving me about 25 cents. I sell those covered calls, right? And I do that every week, rinse and repeat. Sell limit orders. Limit order. Let's take a look at Damien's trade. Actually, let's take a look at Brian's trade first. He posted it before. So let's take a look. Brian did a Tesla for a 5-minute breakout. It triggered me in at 950. So yeah, so here's the thing, Brian. This is not really a breakout. Right? So This was a breakout, but not a breakout. What does that mean? Well, this thing is going up, coming down, going up, coming down, right? And then it just went straight up. So with that, that's just breaking the high of the day. That's not a breakout. So if you've taken PTS, right, which you obviously have, then you know the breakouts need to be tight. So they need to be, I don't know how to draw it on here, but they need to be tight, like up, sideways, 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 like tight, and then it breaks out. So if I was to try to draw it over here, let me see if this works. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try to draw it. Let's go over here. All right, so here's what you want a breakout to look like. Equal highs, equal lows. Equal highs, equal lows. Now that is a breakout, right? This, what Tesla did, is not a breakout. Make sense? A very different look. Now also notice how it was triggering. Green, 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 green. So everybody's already been buying it from here, right? Everybody has been buying Tesla from here. Candles are green, 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 and then it breaks out. Now it's tired, right? So this thing just ran a big sprint from 249 to 252. It just ran up $3. Big sprint, $3 run up. And now we're buying it, right? So then it got tired and it pulled back. So we need to buy it when it's not tired. That's why these breakouts are better, because this breakout is sitting here. It ran a sprint, but then it digested itself. It corrected. It rested a little bit, and then it can go again. But this thing just ran up from here to here, $3. Now it's getting tired, so then it ends up pulling right back down, right? So that's the thing. That's why we were buying Tesla call options on the way down, so that when it already goes up, we're already getting out of it. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's take a look at Damien's trade. Damien did Meta calls uh, at 10:06, so right over here. Stopped out at 10:10. Extension play. Okay, correct. You got that. You definitely had an extension play. The trend line though had already broken, so this was not really trend line. Maybe I'm missing something. Which trend line we're talking about? Maybe from down here. Let's see. Maybe down here trend line. I don't know. It still kind of looks like it was breaking that trend line. Number one, but number two, I think, in my opinion, daily chart. So two things. Number one, wrong thing on Meta. Markets are popping higher in the morning. So markets are going higher. Markets are strong. Meta is weak. So it's a relative weakness stock. Number one. Number two, the daily chart doesn't give us any reason to be looking to buy this thing, right? I mean, look at the daily chart. Is there any reason to buy that daily chart? Is there any reason to buy that monthly chart? Right? So the higher time frames are not telling us to buy. So those are the two wrong things I see with it. Higher time frames not in alignment, relative weakness to the market, and depending on how you draw the trend line, I would have drawn it like this. And in my opinion, when you bought it, it was already below the trend line. So I would have waited for it to come back above the trend line to buy it, and not buy below the trend line. So those are the reasons. Unless you draw the trend line like this, in that case, you can make a case that it was sitting at the trend line. So again, not a bad trade. I'm not going to say it's a bad trade, but it's also not a no brainer, if that makes sense. So not a bad trade, decent idea, multiple red candles in a row into a trend line, decent idea, but not a no brainer because of the reasons we talked about. Relative weakness, higher time frames not telling us to buy, maybe a shorter term trend line's already been breaking, so that makes it like a level 3, level 4 kind of a player as opposed to level 1, level 2s. Tesla coming right back down. I think if Tesla touches this blue line, this 9 EMA here, right there. So I think if Tesla comes down into this blue line, might be a potential trade again to buy that dip and sell it for a quick bounce. But the 60-minute chart's a little bit tricky to buy Tesla here, to be honest with you. We took two trades on CRWD, 3 bar play at the market open. Okay, so you mean this one right here. Okay. Um, Also the buy setup at 938. All right, so yeah, with this, the 3 bar play was not a good one. The buy setup was decent. Now you could say, well, that's hindsight. No, really, because the good criteria about the 3 bar plays is that the second candle should not take out the high of the first candle. Here, the second candle already took out the high of the first candle, so it was not really a 3 bar play. So that's why you bought it. It dipped, popped up, and it stopped you out, right? Because the second bar had already taken out the high of the first bar, not as potent as when they're an inside candle. So that's the 3 bar play. Buy setup, I mean, in hindsight, looks better. In the moment, I might have not bought it, to be honest with you, because in the moment, I probably would have been thinking, oh, that's 100% retracement, too steep, and I probably would have passed on it. Also because of the daily, it's already been going up multiple green in a row. So for me, CRWD was a little too extended. Yeah. So I think, in my opinion, CRWD was a little too extended for me to do. But this buy setup worked out beautifully, so I'm super super happy for you there. But I have been very selective with daily charts, and but yeah, the 3 bar play. I think this lesson you should take from this is, try to take 3 bar plays that don't pierce the first candle. Those are way more potent, in my opinion. Not saying you can trade it. It's just saying they're more potent when they're inside it. You get confused about the extension criteria. If the daily is bullish and the stock rips hard into resistance or trend line, then a pullback scalp makes sense. I mean, it does, but it's not as potent as if it's not bullish. Does that make sense? So there's two types of trades, right? Let's say one is rip roaring higher, okay, like this, but really, really extended, okay, but no resistance, daily charts bullish. Then there's another one, which is also running up, but it's running up into resistance, not bullish. That's obviously going to be better, right? So a good example of that is Lyft. So let's say if you were trying to short Lyft yesterday, oh, Lyft is really extended, I'm trying to short it, but it never pulled back. See this? You try to short Lyft over here, it never pulled back. It just kept going, it kept going, it kept going. So why? Well, because the daily is actually bullish. Daily just broke out. So when the daily is just breaking out, then extension can get more extension. Extended can get more extended because the daily is breaking out. So even though this was extended, we wouldn't want to buy it because the daily is just breaking out. Now, if the daily was not breaking out and it was extended running into, let's say, a trend line resistance or something, then it probably would have been better. So hopefully that makes sense there. Please review my JP Morgan. Where did you post that one? JP Morgan. All right. JP Morgan 3 bar play at 11:11. It's only 10:40 right now. Oh, 111, 154.95. So where did you do this? I don't know where you did it. Oh, yeah, I don't know where you did it. What time did you do the trade? If you could let me know, what time was it? JP Morgan 154.95 at 10:11. Okay, 10:11. So you're thinking this is a 3 bar play. I mean, it's not a 3 bar play. I mean, it looks like it worked though, so I'm super happy that it just kept going and it's working, and it's a beautiful trade. So good job on that. But that's not a 3 bar play, right? Because 3 bar play, I mean, this thing has already been trending higher, so it's not igniting anything, right? It's already been having uptrend, and now we're buying it over here, so it's already been going up. So it's not igniting anything really. Um, so I wouldn't call it a 3 bar play though, you know. All right, so guys, any last questions before I call it a day? I'm gonna call it a day here. I mean, pretty solid day. Actually, I want to maybe scalp Tesla again. Nah, maybe I'll skip Tesla because like I've had a good trading day. I've had a good trading day. Every single trade's worked, and Tesla has a habit of sucking me in right around 11 o'clock, and then it just gives it all up. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just call it a day. I've had a good day. First Tesla we got like 27, $2,800. And then the second Tesla, we got roughly, $300. And the Qs, we got roughly $200. So, it's about a 30 to $3,300 day. So I'll take the $3,300 a day, and I will call it a day. I'm very tempted to buy Tesla calls, but I also don't want to get sucked in like yesterday. So I'm just gonna call it a day here. All right. So any other questions, guys, before I call it a day? Let me know. You took Disney short today at 92. Disney short today at 92. Let's take a look. 92 you shorted. Disney. It seems a bit late, to be honest with you. Prime. I think it's a late entry short, in my opinion. I see why you did it. You shorted this breakdown, right? If I'm correct, you shorted this breakdown pattern on Disney. So it's not a bad pattern at all. I think it's a decent pattern to short Disney here under this bear flag. So pattern wise is good. My only concern would have been that it's already had a pretty big red day yesterday. Then how much more it's going to go today? So that's probably would have concerned me. But it looks like it's working out for you. So you know, not bad. Which moving average is the blue line? It's the 9 EMA. 9 exponential moving average is the blue line. All right. So take care, everybody. I'm going to call it a day here. I'm going to take my $3,300 and call it a day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Lecture today in the chat room at 11:15. See you guys there. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. I'm going to call it a day here.